We all got to Houston on a Monday. It's wet everywhere in the south.
We get about, I don't know, like an hour and a half from Baton Rouge and it starts raining. So we stopped in Alexandria, Louisiana.
Alexandria, Louisiana? Might be like a full-on shroud zone.
And it was actually this awesome bank to sub manual pad thing under this bridge. It was dope. So we were riding that for probably an hour or two, and it started raining real hard, and there was like a waterfall, and I don't know why, but I thought it was a good idea to ride through the waterfall a bunch of times.
Then we decided, well, maybe we should go east. So eastbound we go. Made it all the way to Noonan eventually. Rode the skate park called the Factory.
Factory was a good park though. The owner, Dean was a really cool guy. Let us stay late. We got a really good session in. We're finally in Georgia, so that's cool.
All right, we went to the skate park of Athens this morning, and it's such a good day. The skate park's awesome. It's amazing.
It's a fun little cement park. Got an oververt, pocket thingy, big bowls, little snake run. Bunch of little ratty kids that just stand in the flat ground. I think Gary popped one of them in the head while he went by him.
Good vibe.
Messages winding through the miles of network, a code without meaning. What came through the wire? Eyes came through the wire.
Athens was awesome. It's one place I've always wanted to go, and it ended up being really fun. A late night street session, it was really good.
All right, welcome to Props. We're here in Greenville, North Carolina at the Unit. It's Ryan Nyquist's personal ramp complex, and we're going to go inside and see what's going on in there. Tell us a little bit about the place.
I wanted to build a place to ride indoors so we could have a place like, you know, free of weather, free of wind, free of temperature, whatever, and just got up with Wessel and asked him to kind of sit down with me and design some stuff, and we kind of came up with a bunch of different designs. This is the one we stuck with, and it's amazing, really. I guess the best way to describe it is it's like a concrete part made out of wood. You know, it's like 3 different bowls, there's a bunch of spines, good box jump, sub rail, but like has pretty much all the basic obstacles, but like to where everything just flows perfect.
This place is unbelievable. You can't put it into words.
Do you also enlist some help from the locals?
Most definitely. I told them if they wanted to ride, they gotta pick up a hammer. But actually, it's been really cool. Like, a lot of the guys are really awesome and just like we're stoked to help and stuff. And you know, we had Corrigan out here for a long time. We're pretty much just staring at bull corners like for hours and hours on end. And Aaron Bostrom and Burley Matt and just a lot of guys helped out, man. So it's awesome. You know, like just sort of like putting a lot of sweat into the thing and seeing the end result has been completely worth it.
Have you ever been here before?
Yeah, I've been here twice.
What were you doing the prior 2 times that you were here?
I was here working on this building, the Unit, building ramps.
All right, so how's it feel to come here after spending 5 weeks working on the place to finally get a chance to ride around the place?
Well, it feels good. It's definitely worth it. You know, it's amazing to see that something that me and a few other people all helped to work on, and that, you know, everybody gets to enjoy it and have a blast.
I'm stoked on the job. Are you pretty stoked on it?
No, I'm totally pleased with the job. Like, everybody seems to be riding it great. It's kind of gratifying in that sense when you build ramps for that.
I don't know, tell us about some of the people that helped, aside from the people that actually physically helped get this place up and running.
Well, aside from like Wessel and his crew and like the locals and everybody helped out, you know, we got I got some help from a lot of my sponsors like Adidas and Thor, and then Kicker actually is helping out with the sound system, which hasn't got here, but I can show you what they sent us.
Show us the sound system and we'll be dialed. That's a dialed setup. You know you're big time when your clock radio is the sound system at your warehouse.
It's got bass. It's got mad bass.
How does it feel having so many of today's top pros here riding your Unit?
Honestly, feels really, really good.
All right, you want to show us around your joint?
I'd love to.
Awesome. Let's go check out the place. All right, for all the viewers out there who aren't lucky enough to be here today checking out these ramps, I'm going to pass the mic off to Ryan, and he's going to show you around a little bit.
Thanks, bro. Come inside. This is a Unit, and this is the entranceway, basically. I wanted the place to have just total flow, so the only way to really make it to where people could actually walk through is to kind of cut a doorway into their training. So if you step back a little bit, you can kind of see the 7-foot corridor kind of bowls out and escalates up into a 10-foot, so you can fit the doorway in there. And then you like people just like, this is one of the main lines, people just pretty much just flow around it. You walk in here and it's just endless lines of hips and elbows and just like bowl corners. Like I think there's about 4 different size spines in here, a really good box jump, sub rail, wall rides, 9-foot quarter. It's like, it's pretty much got everything you could possibly need, so mad people riding too. So this way, this is just the box jump landing, and it basically, you can pretty much jump it any way you want, hit to the left, hit to the right. It's, you know, you can jump over it this way. It's like, kind of like the centerpiece for the whole place. So like any kind of line, you can cross the box jump any which way you want, depending on how you come into it. Everything kind of, like I said, flows and bowls together. Wessel did an awesome job with his crew of like just blending everything together and sort of doing a lot of elliptical transitions, and I don't know, the place has just turned out better than I could ever imagine. You know, thanks to those guys too, because I don't know, they got an imagination that just runs wild and they know how to build it, so I was pretty stoked. I think 10 years from now we're still going to be finding new stuff, new lines, like new everything. It's like never really going to get old, because the day you go, well, everything's been done, some dude's going to do something different, you know. It's just like, you're never really going to have that on this place, so I don't know, it's going to keep me occupied for a while, hopefully. It's like a dream palace.
right, that's going to do it here at the unit in Greenville, North Carolina. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you next time on Props.
My name's Adam Banton. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Manassas, Virginia. I'm living in Culver City, California right now, and I ride for Eastern Bikes, Duff's Shoes, Odyssey, Fender Guitars, CTI knee braces, and OGO bag. And this is my props interview.
How long you lived here?
I moved out here permanently in at the end of '01. I needed a change from Ohio. You know, the winters were kind of harsh. You know, it's nice riding outside. The warmth kind of drew me out here in sunshine all day, every day, year round. Never thought I'd end up in California, that's for sure.
Living in Southern California, you definitely have to deal with a lot of no bikes at skate parks rules and the enforcement of those rules. How do you feel about that?
It's a joke. It sucks. It's like, it's completely biased. It's segregating all the sports to make them different in people's eyes than they really are. And it doesn't do anybody any good. It's not like skateboarding and bike riding can't exist together, because it does in other states and other parts of the world. Southern California, I don't know why. And cops don't care, like if you woke up at 5 a.m. to ride there, or if you have friends from Germany and you just want to ride this one park for an hour or something, and just because there's a stupid sign that says no bikes allowed, like, they don't care. They'll give you a ticket. They think they're doing their job. It's something you have to deal with out here, you know? It gets frustrating. If I'm gonna get a ticket at a skate park, I'm gonna go to the Northwest somewhere and make it worth it, and go to some awesome, really good park, not some crap they built out here.
I'm Alex Perez, and I work for Fender Guitars, and we're here at Fender in Corona, California, and I have some questions for Adam Banton. And my first question is, how long have you been playing guitar, and how did you get started?
Been playing guitar about 13 years. My dad asked me if I wanted an electric guitar for free from a buddy of his at work. I said yes, of course, and I brought it home, and I just started dabbling in it like that, you know. I got my first acoustic guitar when I was, it was in '95. I broke my leg real bad riding, and had to drop out of college and move back home. And I was off my bike for almost a year from that, so my parents got me a guitar, and that's when I started like really getting into it more, you know.
So one of the things that people might not know is you being a musician and a bike rider, some of your music's in a lot of bike videos, some of your parts and other people's parts.
It's been pretty cool. It's been amazing, really, you know, like how my music's been spread out through videos and stuff.
Where do you want to go with your music stuff that you're doing?
I don't know. I have a hard time thinking about going from starving pro bike rider to a starving musician, or however you want to put it, but I don't know. I'm just keeping it fun, you know, like I don't want to put pressure on myself with it.
You've been around for a while, and you've seen a lot of riders come and go. What riders influenced you when you first started riding, and who's influencing you right now?
When I first started riding, I looked up to a lot of vert riders. Joe Johnson, guy who invented tail whip air. Craig Campbell, real progressive for the time. Matt Hoffman, I think everybody looked up to him, you know, because he was just doing crazy stuff. Kevin Jones and all the guys who rode Flatland from York, Pennsylvania, all those guys, they were really awesome. Asado, Frymouth, guys I looked up to, watching videos and stuff. Guys who are still pushing the sport, who are older. People like Jamie Bastwick and Brian Foster, I think I look up to those guys because they're older than me. But yet they're like still totally pushing the sport, moving it forward in progressive ways. Those guys are awesome.
If you had to pick one color to wear the rest of your life, what would it be?
Invisible? Describe it. What's a color?
A color is just, it's different hues of shades, hues, some call color hue.
Checkers.
That's a pattern. That's not a color.
You're right, it is a pattern. I don't know. What kind of question is that?
It's a good question because you can't answer it.
I would wear the clothes I'm wearing right now, I guess.
One color. That's
Okay. Black.
can't, dude. Rick Thorne's already done that.
White.
I don't like your answers.
Are there people in your life that you'd like to thank?
Yes. Yes, there is. Everybody in my family for letting me do what I want to do. Friends that I've been riding with for years, Mike Vincent, Robbie Miranda, you, all the Chenga guys, Scott and Dave, Wessel, and Lee Ramsdale. Yeah, Lee, definitely.
John Pova, Dave Navro, Alex Perez, Ron Kimmler, Sean Dorton, everybody at Woodward West. Darkest Hour, Rooftop, Aaron Bostrom, Ricky Adams, Taj Mihelich, Zach Phillips, Steve Buddendeck, Sonic Youth, and Fuzzy at OGO.
My sponsors, Odyssey, Eastern Bikes, Fender Guitars, Duffs, CTI knee braces for keeping my knee together. Now I'm gonna forget somebody.
Your wife, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Sarah, my wife, she's awesome. She pretty much lets me do whatever I want, go wherever I want to go, ride my bike and stuff, and she never gives me any problems with it.
And anybody else that I forgot, thanks.
Please don't pout or sing of love. It's all been done.
I'm Jim Bauer, 28 years old, grew up in Long Island, New York. Now I live in Silver Lake, California, and I'm the art director at Odyssey BMX.
It's midnight and I give up. Tired of lying for you. I will not hold your hands and pretend I'm in love. You must admit the turnouts have all been less than grand. police escorts for the high school welcome band. I'm no lie detector, he's no bullshit talker, and we both know who knows what should be here known to all the onlookers. Now they've put away the kissing booths, chapstick gossip is truth. The only donkey they'll be riding, boy, is the one wearing your shoes. Now they've heard it through the walls, telephone operators. And I found out someone else said he was your brother. I'm no lie detector, he's no bullshit talker, and we both know who knows what should be known to all the onlookers. I don't care if I'm the only one who's not paying, 'cause honey, I am done staying up all night waiting.
Skate stops, enough ruggedness.
Now we're all tying the ribbon, worried to your tree. Your passing will make the headlines, sadly no one will read. Just how the town's hope is romantic, how does heart on sleep. Down alone in the carport.
You shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, we're going home right now. We're done.
My name is Terry Adams. I am 24 years old from a small town of Hammond, Louisiana, and I ride for Odyssey, A Bad Thing, Low Tech, Red Bull, and Raising Cane's.
I know you've been riding for a really long time. How did you first get involved in BMX, and who did you look up to back then when you first started out?
I guess when I first started, it was just through doing some BMX racing at the local track. Then I got involved in doing some demos on some box jumps when I was young, and after that I met a group of Flatlanders in New Orleans. Mickey Gaidos, Scott O'Brien, Eugene Collins were the guys I looked up to. Still ride with those guys. Yeah, that's how I got into it.
So we've been friends for 10 years now, and one of my fondest memories and I think funniest things was how you used to aggravate me at competitions when you were younger. I remember back to Louisville BS 1999, you saw Andrew Ferris and you would wake me up at 6 in the morning. You couldn't stand it. You couldn't wait to get out there. That was really funny how your personality was. Tell me a little bit about that excitement that you had about riding.
Growing up as a kid, it's all I wanted to meet these guys that I seen in the magazines and be a part of what they're doing. And the crazy thing is how I felt when I was young like that, when I was 15, 14 years old. I still feel the exact same way today when I show up at a contest. I'm real antsy when I get there, and I want to wake up so early and just get out there and start riding with everyone, mainly just because I love it so much.
Do you have that same feeling like when you see Justin and Wilhelm out there? Is it that same feeling you had when you was a kid?
Well, maybe not with those punks.
Definitely not with them punks. No way. So when you were younger, you looked up to a guy like Marty Quopa, and then you grew up and you became on a competitive level with them. So what has that been like for you?
It's been awesome, like just not only competing at their level, just being able to be a friend to them to where I can like send them an email or sit down and have a conversation with them and know that they're like a true friend. To me, that's what feels good. Like that's what I like to cherish and that's what I like to look back on. And I honestly just can't believe that it's to this point.
In your personal riding, how do contests fit in? Do you ride them only for the money or to promote your sponsors, or does it actually push you in your own kind of ways?
The answer to that would be a little bit of everything. I mean, of course, I'm pumped to come home with a little extra money in my pocket. I'm always stoked to email all the sponsors and let them know that I did well. Of course, when I do well, it gives me kind of motivation to come home and keep pushing myself even harder to stay consistent and come up with new moves.
Where have some of your favorite places that Flatland has taken you?
Japan, Singapore, Hong Kong, Costa Rica, Portugal, Korea, everywhere.
So how do you see Flatland developing around the world?
Actually, since they dropped Flatland from the X Games in 2004, it seems like to me that Flatland's taken a change for the better. Like all the events that are happening now, they're like rock concerts, you know, like the contests are focused on just Flatland. People aren't there to like watch backflips. They're there to watch Flatland. The crowd's all hyped up. I mean, it's awesome. So I guess the answer to that would be the contests they're getting better and better every year.
You travel a whole lot, but when you're gone, you never really like to stay any place for very long. You always like to get home as soon as you can. Why don't you like to experience all the places you go to?
I like to experience them, but 5 days is pretty much going to be the max for me because I know when I come home, there's another trip that's planned maybe a week or two after, so just trying to enjoy the house. I just like being at home. All my family's in the same town, and I just like that home life.
Is it true that you wore the wrong size shoes for about 5 or 6 years and didn't even know your shoe size?
That's true. I'm actually a size 9, and as you know, I wore a size 11 there for a couple years, and everyone's picking on me because I had big feet, but I was just kind of too dumb to check that toe down there.
So you wore the wrong shoe size for several years, right?
Yeah, and I have to say it feels good to have shoes that fit my feet today.
When you set out to film a props interview like this, do you go in it with the mindset that you're going to do stuff that you normally don't do when you're riding, like 180ing off the stairs and dropping off the ledges?
No, not really. I guess the reason I'm doing that for this interview is just because, like, I basically know a lot of street riders are going to watch it, so I guess in a way I'm trying to get, I guess, a little more respect than what the normal Flatlander would get just riding in a parking lot.
Do you think the core Flatlanders are going to think you're selling out by doing something you don't normally do while you're riding?
I guess in a way I really don't care what they think. I'm just kind of doing whatever's fun and kind of pushing myself to do something that I normally wouldn't.
Talk about your riding a little bit and the struggles and how it is like when you go for a trick that's going to take you a long time to pull and the frustrations of not pulling it, and how do you stay focused?
It all goes back to fun for me. Like, I'm never going to be that guy that's getting so stressed out that I'm slinging my bike, or to me all that's going to do is just create more negativity for the people around me and myself. If I'm falling, I'm getting really close, I try to use that as like more as motivation and like keep me stoked to keep trying it.
Keep it fun.
Keep it fun.
You're pretty big on self-promotion. How do you promote yourself as a rider?
I guess in the industry I've just kind of learned to promote myself as a BMX rider and not really just a flatland rider, because it doesn't really matter how big or small flatland is. If you can get the logo in a magazine or in a video, like in my eyes it's the same promotion for that company. So as long as it's BMX and you're showing the logos, that's my main focus.
Why is it important for you to shoot photos and videotape tricks in unique locations?
I guess it's important for me because, like, if I go somewhere to shoot a photo, like, I want to make sure that it makes it in the magazine or on whatever video I'm shooting for. So if I can go somewhere a little bit out of the normal as just being in a parking lot, then I'll go shoot no matter where it's at, so it looks good and it makes it in.
All right, Terry Adams, now's your opportunity to thank some people. Who would you like to thank?
First off, I want to thank Scott O'Brien and Mickey Gaidos, my riding buddies over the years. They really motivated me a lot. Rich Hirsch, Naoto Asugi, Jim Bauer at Odyssey, Todd Graves at Canes, York Uno and Katsu Sarah, Dominic at Cox, Dennis McCoy and Woody Itzen, Jeff Z and Fat Tony at Ride Magazine, Ben Crockett at BMX Plus, my mom and stepdad for supporting me all the way, all these years, my fiance Vanessa, Bobby Carter at Diversion, everyone at Red Bull that has believed in me and Flatland, and Kevin McAvoy. Thanks to everyone. And if I forgot anyone, thank you.